Hey guys, we're here at one of our new properties. It's 18,000 square feet. We're doing a spring wake up package here, and it's a new customer. We're going to start mowing it. She signed up for mowing and fertilizer and the spring wake up package, so it's going to be a nice account. I think this one's at almost $200 a week, so this is one of those you've got to strap on your shoes and get to work, because very little room for error here. So let me take you around. Before I start, I want to just ask what you guys would like for me to post or record. Let me know, put it in the comments below, and that way it'll give me some more ideas of what I should post. Anyway, so today I was going to calibrate the spray gun, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll show you a couple of things first. Like, I'll show you what gun I use, the different nozzles there are. There's like a 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon nozzle that are readily available. So I use a 2 gallon gun, because most of the product that you do spray is kind of designed, like the manufacturers kind of design it for you to spray it at 2 gallons per minute. That's not the case all the time, so make sure you read the label on whatever it is you're spraying. But for the most part, everything should be mixed for a residential lawn at about 2 gallons per minute. Now, different factors vary on, like, whether how fast you walk, and if you definitely don't want to walk fast, you'll want to make your mix rate to mix at a much slower rate than 2 gallons per minute. So again, there's so many variables. I'm just going to show you how I do it at 2 gallons per minute. And so I've measured out this is my driveway. I've measured out all these squares, and then by my truck, so I've measured these two over there, and then by the truck, it's 3 squares, all the way to the sidewalk minus 1 square. And that's 1,000 square feet. So that's really important, because when you're calibrating your spray gun, you want to be able to walk at a pace and be able to feel the pressure coming out of the gun, so that you can maintain that speed and pressure on any shaped lawn you're at. I personally like your test space to be flat and rectangle like this, so you can kind of gauge how fast you're going to walk. Now, I know most lawns have different shapes and contours and things like that, but again, if you can walk straight and kind of see the feel, because there are times when you're walking straight on a lawn, and then you turn around, you're walking straight back, no matter what shape the lawn is. So that's why I like having a straight, test pad, so that I can kind of gauge the speed that I need to be at. So you can test your spray calibration on grass. I don't recommend it. I recommend it on concrete with water, and that's what I have right now. So that way you can see if you've missed anything. If you're on grass, it's almost near impossible to make sure that you sprayed everything, especially with water. Now, another thing I'll probably go over really fast too is your spray wave. You know, I don't know what you call it, but the way you move your arm as you're spraying. Now, you'll see people like kind of spraying like this. I don't like that unless I'm on the side of an edge, like sidewalk and grass. You just want to get that edge. I don't mind doing that. But when you're walking in a clear field, you want that spray to be wide and consistent, and you want to use your arm muscle to lift it up and down. You don't want to just use your wrist the whole way down. Your wrists will fall off by the end of the day. So you want to use those muscles and keep like a consistent spray. And you want it to kind of spray. You don't want it to spray up. You want it to spray down, but not all the way down, not like this. You want it to kind of go out, I don't know, probably 5 feet in front of you, so that you can kind of gauge your coverage. So those are things I'll cover here in a second. And also, so speed and calibration is important, but also if I want to spray at 2 gallons per minute, that means I have to get a bucket and time it and make sure that it fills up 2 gallons in 1 minute. So I don't have a 2-gallon bucket here. I have a 1-gallon bucket. So I'm gonna have to fill that 1-gallon bucket in 30 seconds. So I'll do that first. Okay, because I don't have anybody holding my camera, you're just gonna see my arms and hands here. So I need to fill this bucket to 1 gallon in 30 seconds. So when you turn your machine on, you want to give it like a minute so that it comes up to the right pressure. Because if you start squeezing the trigger before your machine, like, you know, before the hose is fully pressurized, you're not going to get an accurate reading. So when you turn the machine on, by the time I go to the truck, turn it on, and start spraying here, that should be pressurized enough. So here we go. So again, I need to get 1 gallon in 30 seconds. This is the most important part of the calibration process. Now, because I'm so close to the bucket, and 2 gallons per minute actually comes out pretty fast, this should get a little foamy, but that's pretty normal. So anyway, so I'm gonna put the timer on my watch and time it for 30 seconds. So here goes. I don't know if you can see that. We're at 14 seconds, 15, about at the halfway mark. Well, 20 seconds. So right now it looks like we've gone over the gallon, and we still have 5 seconds to go, but that's pretty normal. So there we go. I've turned the gun off. We're at 35, or whatever. I stopped it at 30 seconds. And at first it looked like I went way over a gallon, but that was because of the foam. So now we're letting the foam settle. And as you can see, we're pretty much right there. So another thing, while we're waiting for the foam to go down, I just want to point out a few things. Actually, I don't know if this is going to be corny, but so you can see my face. I don't know if you can see my face still, but once you have it calibrated, try to remember what your machine sounds like when you're out, when you're doing your walk of 1,000 square feet test. Also remember the speed that the water comes out or the liquid comes out of your gun. Try to pay attention to those things, because when you're out there in the field, something could happen with your machine, and you know, maybe the throttle got moved, and so now it's throwing out more pressure or less pressure. And you should be able to just know when you notice that it's not coming out at the right speed or the machine doesn't sound right. You need to know that, you know? So if you want to give your customers the best value for their money, you got to know all this stuff, or else you'll either be wasting their money because you won't get the results you want, or you'll be spending your own money putting too much product down. Again, you know, so pay attention to all these things. Anyway, so if you notice, I went over a little bit, but I don't know how flat this concrete is. But I mean, I'm like just a few centimeters over. So I'm pretty happy with that. So anyway, next thing I'm going to do now is walk the driveway while spraying and covering 1,000 square feet. Again, I'm going to put my timer. Actually, I'm going to move the camera. Try to pay attention to the way that I wave my arm as I'm covering, because that's kind of important. And you never want to pull the hose by the gun handle. You want to, I mean, there are different ways of holding this. I like to hold it like this. Sometimes I'll put my thumb in my pocket like this and just hold it like this. And as I'm walking, sometimes you have to pull the hose around a corner, around a tree or something. And I'm not saying I like to rub the hose on the house, but there are times where you're just going around a curve somehow, and you got to put a little more force on that hose as you're pulling. And so I like to, you know, or sometimes I'll go like this and I'll pull it. So anyway, bottom line is, the most important part is that your spray arm is free to move side to side. So here we go. Hopefully it doesn't stain my concrete. It's got a little hint of yellow from the pre-emergent that I guess was still stuck in my hose somewhere. So anyway, I think it'll be fine, you know. So here goes again. I'm gonna start my timer, and I want to get these 2 squares until my truck. I want to get those 3 squares all the way to the sidewalk, minus 1 square, and that'll be 1,000 square feet. So here we go. It's so much better. It's so much easier when you have somebody else timing you, because they can say start and stop. Like right now, I'm going to be a few seconds short. So I'm going to start it. I'm going to try and start it right on time. So here we go. So I've got 10 seconds to spare here. So as you can see, that was my first run. I'm going to do it again, try and get my speed a little bit more accurate here. So that's what you should be doing. So I waited a little bit till it dried a little bit, and I want to try and spray this at a better pace. So let's see. I'm gonna start my timer. And I'm gonna take a look at my area again. I think I got a good look at it the first time. So here we go. Again, let's do this. go, 30 seconds. That was better. So there you go. So here's the gun I use. This is one that I haven't opened yet. It's brand new. It's a blue GNC. It's a GNC gun. Comes with 3 nozzles. They just started doing those, selling the nozzles with these guns, I think this year. So they come with the standard 2 gallon per minute, 1 gallon per minute, the blue one. The yellow one's 2 gallons per minute, and the green one's 3 gallons per minute. So it's pretty cool. I definitely was thrilled to see that. The last GNC gun I bought didn't come with, I don't think it even came with a nozzle. I think I had to buy, you know, the yellow 2 gallon per minute nozzle separately. Now they come with the gun, and they're pretty much, it's pretty much all the same price now with the 3 nozzles. So that's pretty cool. And that's what I use.